Hi YouTubers, Fierce Tiger here again. I'm back into 3D printing. Well, after months of not printing. The second part of coming back and doing more printing after doing those models of the doors and the frames, I decided I'd try something that more mechanical in nature. So, and something I really wanted to have, which was a miniature painting holder. So, obviously you need something to hold your miniature and put it on top. In this case, there was various ones available for printing online, and I decided on one that was slightly complicated, that actually had some mechanical features to it, that wasn't static or that wasn't totally simple, such as the one I'm going to show you. And then there was this one that I found. So here it is. So here are all the pieces, as you can see. Actually, I broke one of the pieces. This is actually, there's two possibilities for this piece. The other piece I broke, which I'll bring out in just a sec. You only need 3 of these pieces, but there was, when I was adding them, there was room for a total of 4, so I went ahead and did it. This amount of resin is really pennies. So I didn't even bother to think about adding an extra. Actually, this thing is kind of skewed. Huh. I don't know if you can see that or not, but that is at a skewed. Oops. This is at a skewed angle. It must have not dried right. Okay, so what I found is that these don't fit in the slot correctly. See, they're supposed to go in these slots here, and they're just too wide. So I'm gonna have to sand these down. And so these are all the pieces here. So this will go up in here. This is the bottom here, which goes in there. And then this goes on top here. Actually, this is supposed to screw in. The only thing that I found that I didn't like is that, well, after I printed it, of course, is that the threads on this model are too fine. So when you're gonna try to thread it on, it's just, I tried, okay, there's threads on the inside of this, and as you can see, I've tried to screw this together, and it's just not gonna go. It's just, the tolerances are just too close. He didn't do, whoever designed this, he designed it with tolerances that just aren't good enough. Or you cannot have tight tolerances when you're doing prints on a 3D printer. It's just because of the expansion, the way they dry out and harden. It's just very difficult for that. Oh, there's this piece. This piece comes out. So these are all the pieces here. This is an extra. It only requires 3. 3D printing should have threads that are not real fine, because it'll be really difficult in the drying process, or the hardening process, that is. Drying process is hardening, is what I'm referring to. you can't control it as well as anything else in other industries. Obviously, when you're machining steel or metal, you can get some really nice tight tolerances, and it'll be able to work. But with plastic and resin in this case, it's just not going to work. I've tried and tried to get these threads to mesh. There's something wrong. Either I think this is too wide, or this is too, depending on how you look at it. This is the inner diameter is too short, or the outer diameter of this is too wide or too big. So that's not going to work. And I just printed this the other day, and this is supposed to thread onto here. Let's see. Let's give it a try. Let's see which way am I threading this? Okay, it should be righty tighty, lefty loosey, and I'm not getting a good. See, there's no angle. He didn't put an angle on here so that it would start. And I should have looked at the model more closely before printing. And in my opinion, because it's plastic, having these fine threads is probably not a good idea. You need to have coarser threads, which means that they protrude out a little bit, they're a little deeper. In fact, oh, nope. Okay, it's a little deeper. So, anyway, but this is, anyway, the whole thing, when you put it together, see, this goes into here. Okay. It drops down there. Oops. Nope. This pops down in here. Like so. This goes into here. It's supposed to thread on. This goes to the bottom, like so. And this goes on top. In fact, this is supposed to thread on too. And then this is the top for that. And it's supposed to be screwed down. Either screwed down or, oops, hey, that one almost fits perfectly. Okay. Problem with this piece, you see the center here? Very delicate thing. So he had two versions. One where you could put screws in, or, which of course is very, that means you're going to have to screw into the top of this, or the top of this, okay? And another one with tabs on it, but obviously when you're trying to take this apart, all right, when you're trying to take it off of the plate, you're going to pry up on one of these edges, or you pry up on two edges. In any case, it's this center piece, when you're trying to pry it up, is delicate. It's still soft, or relatively soft. So I had to be super careful with this one to make sure I didn't break it, because I tried this one first, and I did it. You know, I just tried to pry it off just like all these other ones, right? And so I pried this one off first, and lo and behold, I was trying to be careful, trying to pry up too, but I just gave it a jerking motion, and pop, this popped off. And at that point I go, well, no matter. So then I just try to pull everything off, and of course I still have the other little corner piece there. I may be able to glue it, who knows. Anyway, this little round tab is supposed to fit in one of these circles here, I don't know. Oh, no, no, it doesn't even, its tolerance is too tight. Look. I'm pressing fairly hard too. So it's not popping in. So that wouldn't have worked anyway. These are too big for these holes, or these holes are too small. So I guess we'll have to do I was thinking of maybe fixing this one somehow, putting put it on a heavy plastic on the backing, but at this point I don't think so. I think I'll just stick with this one. This just holds these in and keeps them from popping out. Okay, and what you end up having is that these, let me see, let me just put them in here, as I'm not gonna try and put them in the guide. Oops, gotta get the right angle. So you got these in here, and so the miniature will be fitting in the middle inside. So, and what you have is a rubber band that goes all the way through here, and this piece at the bottom will, when you turn it, will move these in and out to where you need it. Well, moves them out really, because they automatically go back in. The rubber band pulls them back in automatically, and this is just to move it, so you can move it out, put your miniature in, and it grabs it. All right, and this is an extra. I think what I'll do now, I got this block here. I'm gonna try to sand these edges down enough. Oh well. Try to sand them down, and oh, I want to get two of them at the same time. Okay, let's go. Let's do that. So that they fit inside the guides there. Okay, these are fairly, I can see how it didn't, where there's concavity in some spots along these edges, it just didn't cure evenly. I don't know if you can see that line there, that dark line in the middle of that one. So that means the outside edges are wider than the middle. Okay, so we'll get to there. Let's see if they fit in there now. I'm pretty sure it didn't need very much. Well, I guess it needed more than I thought. Okay. So that's what I'll be doing for a little bit. Sanding these down, getting it in, and what I'm going to probably end up doing with these areas that, oops, what happened to, with these parts that have threads, I'll probably sand it down enough where I can force fit it in. I'll sand this one, and I'll sand this one, and then be very careful and force fit it in, glue it in place, and that'll be, because once they're done, okay, this needs to be glued, either glued or threaded on there, and this piece needs to be glued or threaded on there. That's a lot of threads to get in there. I might be able to get an X-Acto knife and bevel the edge enough that the threads will catch, but I'm thinking that and I can bevel this edge too a little bit, so that the threads will catch and start going. If I can do that, I'll try that and see if that works. Damn it, broke that piece. No, I'd done it. Got it stuck in there. I really didn't think I was going to get it in there. Now I need to get that in there. Dang it. The more I try to take it out, the more it goes in, it seems like. It'll only go one direction.